just leave that recording there, just let it open, have a look at it. Put that on to the side and check something out. I think you popped it already, would you? It's pretty balanced. Still might run out of pipe. We'll have to turn the crate maybe. We'll just spin it. Spin the crate out. Spin the crate out. Let's just do past the 5 on it. I don't know how into it. Wow, this thing looks killer. Just check the screen back quickly. Nice, yep. Nice. Beautiful. Just doing a quick install here, and we thought we'd get a bit of footage. Got a center force twin plate clutch here with a flywheel and everything going together. One thing I was just noticed, the flywheel's got a counterweight on it, so I was just checking the harmonic balancer on the motor. It appears to be counterweighted too, so that should be fine. Check this out, look how aggressive this looks, guys. That's the first clutch, and you've got the plate here and the second clutch disc there, pressure plate, and over here we have the quick time shutter shield, and then over here we've got the brand new pacemaker 4096 for the 3V CHI high port heads. And yeah, had a few issues with this one, and they actually sent us the incorrect floater here the first time around, and we got a fine spline, which was a bit shit, and it's held us back. And it's not the right time of the year to be held back, but whatever, we've moved on. They've sent us this one as a replacement, but we didn't have the right line, that tool, so I've gone and found that from another job that we've done for the 10 spline input, and there was no throw out bearing, so we've gone and sourced one that's inside. I'll grab that, we'll get a scene later.
Like at all.
Good thing I've noticed here that they've done is the one-piece seal on the crank for the 408 4-inch stroke scat crank. Got the 3V225cc heads. Very nice little combo. Alrighty, we're gonna get this together.
This is an actual pleasure now working on this end, putting together all the clean bits, but you got to pay extra attention, extra care. We're doing dummy fits, just checking bolt depth, locations, and a few things before we go ahead. Because it's such high-end stuff, you can't afford to make any mistakes. Take your time here. With quality stuff like this, you got to just do it down, do the work a bit slower, and quality up. If that makes any sense.
Alright guys, so the flywheel's on. We've put a bit of thread locker on there, permanent, just a little touch, and we've done the torque settings up like center force has said here. 25, 60, then 80. So the flywheel's done. Now we're going to line up the clutch discs. There is a paint line here. Makes it easy. And always pay a bit of attention when you're doing things like this. Make sure you've got heaps of clearance between the sandwich plate and the counterweight. See, this particular plate for the shadow shield combo is very thick. And yeah, so let's keep going. And the bearings in there, always make sure you get the correct pilot bearing, because it was supplied first with the wrong clutch. We made sure we got the right bearing and put it in there too. Alright guys, something I didn't mention then, we just gave this a really quick wipe down with some brake cleaner. And it always pays before you go as far as getting the clutch and everything on to just check your alignment. That's a really thick sandwich plate there, and we just made sure that the counterweight and that on the back there isn't interfering. If you're ever fitting a flywheel and you're unsure if it needs a counterweight or not, you can check the back of the harmonic balancer. If there's a weight on one corner, you'll know it's like standard with a 28 ounce, and then you'll need the weight, which this has on the back. Alright. Another little thing, there's some stickers on here that said clutch side and that. We've just pulled them off so they don't come off later when the glue gets hot and melts.
Have a quick visual too, just in case there's any debris, because you want to keep this as clean as possible. Ideally, you're meant to be wearing gloves now and be in the most cleanest environment you can be in when doing this for the longest life of the clutch.
Alrighty, let's go to the next. Alright guys, so this is the floater side. So the only thing holding the clutch at this point now is me with the tool, until we get this next plate on. Just thought I'd show you how it looks. I used to just get these off so they don't come off later. It's installed the right way. So now these buttons are what the steel floater plate is going to center on. Alright guys, so that's the next one. You've got to pay attention to this paint marking here, because this one's all balanced out. Actually comes with a dyno sheet, this clutch and pressure plate, guys. It's about $2,500 worth of kit here with the flywheel. See, it's a billet flywheel for big revs, all SFI approved.
It actually is pretty cool to have an individual printout of the performance of the clutch.
So it can handle their 2,700 foot-pounds, and it can hold about 1,400.
Basically, every bit of data is good data.
So what does it say? It says it down the bottom there, 1,324 foot-pounds it can handle. Nice. Are you serious? That's great.
Beautiful.
Nice. Alright, just wanted to show this. Right, guys, may as well just pull that off since it's hanging there. We don't want that coming off as soon as it gets hot. While he's doing a burnout, he hears his tiny flutter and he's like, oh, what was that?
I've got invisible gloves on to get that little bit of debris off there. It's been 35 degrees day to day, back to back lately, so we're getting a bit of work done in the cool of the evening. It's
beautiful, great. Very nice.
Yep.
Alrighty, so that's all just chilling
so that goes
there.
like that with the bevel surface away.
Bevel out, yep.
So there's a nice diagram here, guys, makes it really easy.
Awesome.
Let's have a loading it up. So the bevel out, there is a sticker on the back, we'll get off once I've located it. So is there a red indicator on there?
Red here, guys, so red.
Yep, down the bottom.
Red down to the bottom down there.
So everything
red that way.
Everything so far.
So which one is that there? Red to red, pink. Over there. Bang, bang, bang. So that's the build up. Now we've just got to get the pressure plate going. Let's hold it all here. It's very expensive. We don't want to drop any of this or chip any of this.
As I mentioned before, taking extra care now because this is all such high quality stuff. It's not forgiving.
Lucky we do a lot of clutches. You'd be stitched if you had the fine spot and they just sent you this and you didn't have that to line it back up. A whole lot of little things these engine builders have done here have been a bit shit. Alrighty, so these nuts here will need a bit of thread locker. Alright guys, so I just chucked a bit of thread locker on the top of these studs. It's the easiest way instead of putting them inside the nuts. Just a little bit so it doesn't contaminate the clutch. Danzy's just wiping that up. We'll get that pressure plate on, that looks minter.
Clean, red at the bottom.
And we'll get ready to run through the torque setting here. With these, you've got to be really slowly, guys. You've got to do quarter a turn, the nuts a quarter at a time on all 6 studs all the way around. It takes a while, but it's the only way to do it. Alright guys, so just on the pressure plate 2, line up the red to the red there, as it was. Just so you know, there was an orange here that threw us off for a second. Use the red obviously.
Orange and red, so
they've made it foolproof.
they
Alright.
literally made it like for dummies.
Anyone could do this.
Anyone could do it.
Alright guys, just a quick tip I want to just mention too. Always read the instructions. What I was saying there was not to use washers and to do up the clutch a quarter a turn at a time on the nuts evenly until it's all completely drawn up the flywheel too. Then there's the pressure settings. Everything's different. Always read the instructions, doesn't matter how much you're doing, things change all the time too. Alright guys, so that's a clutch pressure plate flywheel all done. Looking pretty good. Got the spigot alignment tool there. Now the next thing is the QuickTime shutter shield, SFI approved. Let's get that on the back there. Got the corrector ring picked out for the top loader. Put the clutch fork pivot on. We've had to modify it for a hydraulic slave cylinder. It was for a cable, so that's going to be ready to go.
Holly.
Got the bolts here.
Love using Holly products. It's always a
Nice.
pleasure.
Check it out guys, so here's the competition engine, CHI headed 408, 648 horsepower on the dyno. We've just done the clutch pressure plate flywheel install with the center force clutch and the QuickTime SFI approved bell housing with the super thick sandwich plate. Last part of the job now is a couple of nuts and bolts to go in around the bottom to tie that sandwich plate to that shutter shield, and then we're going to chuck the fork on. I've just got to quickly assemble the throwout bearing and we'll just keep going. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright guys, just getting a quick bit of a scene here of this 408. We've got a few more steps along. Unfortunately we had the wrong bell housing that was sent with the motor as part of a package they provided. It had no allowance for hydraulic slave cylinder, so we got this welded on here so we can use a traditional fork. We've done a little weld on the back of that new fork. There's a reinforcement so that the pin doesn't pop through the back of the pedal. And we've put together the correct throwout bearing there for a twin plate clutch. So a lot of guys probably don't know there's two different styles of bearing. And actually, you know what? I might get a quick scene.
Yeah.
So we've got two different throwout bearings here. This one here is for an 11-inch single plate clutch, heavy duty. This one here, very expensive throwout bearing, had to put it together. This one suits the twin plate clutch. See how it's got that roll on it? And the roll suits that roll on the end of the fingers. If the fingers are flat, then it suits the flat. This is also wider of a unit overall. This one's a little bit thinner. Alrighty, it was about $175 for this plus GST from Slacks Creek Brake and Clutch. Alrighty, also what we've done is we've gone and put the starter motor on the side here. So that's on, bolted up, ready to go. It's coming up very nice. Just getting a bit of footage here as we go along in stages. So the next step now is going to be get the bearing back on the back there. Check that input shaft is good. Get the top loader over here that we've rebuilt the shifter on. Hang it on the back, get the driver's side pipe on, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a go at getting it back in the bay this afternoon. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe. Alrighty, check this out guys. So now we've got the clutch, flywheel, pressure plate, bell housing or shutter shield I should say, and the extra thick sandwich plate and all the nuts and bolts around the bottom in. Quite a solid unit. Starter motor's on. Got the fork set up, throwout bearings done. I've rebuilt the shifter. Time to get this driver's side pipe on now, which we've got just over here. These pacemakers, 4096 to suit the CHI 3V high port heads. CHIs. Very nice combo. Going in the XY just back there. Hopefully we'll drop her in tonight. Alrighty. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe guys.